I know you feel stuck, and I know how you justify it too, with I don't know what content to post. At least that was the excuse back then. And it made sense. You didn't have the support, no content bank, no idea where to begin. And then came ChatGPT, AI, a helper sent you away with a digital pen and unlimited ideas. It didn't just solve one problem, it solved many. From brainstorming content to structuring captions, from hooks to headlines to marketing plans. You finally had a tool that did the heavy lifting. But guess what? You still did not show up. Suddenly, it wasn't what to post. Now it was, oh, it sounds robotic. My voice is gone. It lacks emotion. So you pulled back again. You sat there, arms folded, quietly giving yourself yet another excuse to stay back. Then you scrolled on TikTok or Instagram Reels, watched a video that said the quality of your output is based on the quality of your prompt. And in that moment, it clicked. Maybe the problem wasn't AI. Maybe the problem was you. But instead of fixing the prompt, what did you do? You whispered to yourself, this is too much work, and you backed away again. Do you see the pattern? There's always a reason you can't move, and it is always convenient, always justified, until you zoom out and see the truth. You are the common denominator. You've always been the barrier between the life you say you want and the effort it will take to get there. Let's call it what it is. Your issue has never been strategy. Never. It has been self-sabotaged, dressed in noble excuses. It's you getting close enough to dream, but never bold enough to do. It's you making little movements that feel like action but lead to nothing. It's you romanticizing the hustle and villainizing the discipline. You see someone online share their journey. You get inspired. You write down a few notes. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. And then what happens? You binge a new series. You overthink your brand colors. You look for a better mic before recording. You do everything except the one thing that moves the needle, which is work. And the cycle continues. You were the one who said you wanted to build something real. You were the one who said you were tired of being broke. You were the one who said you didn't want to go back to that version of you. So tell me, why do you keep moving like the same version of you? Why do you keep getting in your own way? You have convinced yourself you are waiting on readiness. But if we are being honest, what you are doing is hiding behind preparation. You know what I'm talking about. The one more course you need to take, the one more template you need to buy, the one more idea you need to define. But deep down, you are just afraid. Afraid to put yourself out there. Afraid that it may not be perfect. Afraid that it might work and demand more from you. Afraid that if you really gave it your all and it still did not work, you would lose your identity. So instead, you play it safe. You do just enough to look busy, but never enough to see results. And you know what? That is exhausting. Carrying around the guilt of unused potential. Living with the quiet shame of knowing you are meant for more, but never seeing it through. Watching others win and wondering, why not me? When deep down you already know why. Because you have made an idol out of your excuses. Yes, it's almost as if you worship comfort. You bow to laziness. You sacrifice your goals on the altar of distraction. You give your best energy to what drains you, and then claim that there's nothing left for what builds you. You are not tired, you're just misaligned. And you want the honest truth? You will fail. Yes, you will. Because you are walking a road where failure isn't a possibility, it is a guarantee. How won't you fail when you've been your worst enemy all along? You say you want success, but you walk against yourself daily. You say you want discipline, but you can't even sit still for 30 minutes. You say you want to serve, but your ego still leads the way. And I'm not saying this to be harsh. I'm saying it because I see you. You've been praying for a breakthrough. You've been begging Allah for a way out. You've been asking for signs that this business matters. Yeah? But maybe this is the sign that He already gave you the tools, that He already gave you the skills, that He already gave you the audience, the idea, and the chance. And you ignored it. So now what? Are you going to keep walking in cycles? Are you going to keep telling yourself stories that make you feel good in the short term, but leave you empty in the long term? Or will you finally admit that I have been the problem, but I can also be the solution? Because here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. Not a coach, not a tool, not even AI. All those things are assistants, not saviors. Of course, they will help you move faster, but you have to move first. And that means writing even when it's not perfect, creating your videos even when your heart is trembling, showing up even when the engagement is low, selling even when you're scared of rejection. That is what real success looks like. It's not always pretty, it's not always aesthetic, it's not always applause and praise. Most days, to be honest, it's boring, repetitive. But it is that consistent, quiet effort, day after day after day, that changes lives. That is how you win. Not with another Canva template, not with another excuse, but with you showing up fully, present, accountable, relentless. Because here's the beautiful irony. When you stop being the enemy of your success, you become its architect. And when that happens, even AI becomes powerful in your hands. Even the robotic voice becomes warm when your soul leads the way. Even your small brand becomes a movement when backed by sincerity and action. So again, I ask you, why won't you fail when you've done everything to ensure that you do? But better yet, why not win now that you finally know the only thing standing in your way is you? The choice has always been yours. And deep down, you've always known what to do. So just do it.